Hey everyone, a spirit drop from a rather broody dawn this morning, Singapore Harbour. I've just come out of my meditation, but kind of a broody vibe. You can see that, which is perfect for today because I've got a super spooky day coming up. I've got a chat with a journalist of the Straits Times about haunted spaces in Singapore. You know, fantastic discussion around, is there such a thing as a haunting? Psychic energy imprints. So you've got to watch out for that. I don't know when the article's coming out. Then I've got coaching and healing sessions with my distance clients this afternoon, and then I'm doing a spooky tour with my good friend Jay and I tonight. So a totally gorgeous spooky day of all these different explorations and conversations about, the paranormal really, and parapsychology, and there's a lot to it. Anyway, that's not at all what I've come on to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you a little bit about what is Clair Sentience. So had a beautiful psychic development circle yesterday and we were exploring Clair Sentience. Now Clair Sentience, there's different definitions and you might have your own definition, but for the way I explain it is that Clair Sentience is a felt knowing. Now some people will feel it in their body, some people will feel it as a vibration or emotion. And sometimes it can be a subset, I think, is Clair empathy, and this is where you're picking up the emotional vibration of the person that you're reading or a person that you're in the vicinity of. Why am I focusing on Clair Sentience? The reason why is because I'm naturally clairvoyant, sometimes clairaudient. We're all naturally psychic, by the way, but I've learned over the years that when two or more of my psychic senses are flagging, I'll pay attention to that information. So, and particularly Clair Sentience. So I might see an image in my mind, which is all images are like enfolded information, but if I can feel the sense of it as well, then it's a much more accurate read. And now since I've been developing my psychic mediumship, we're taught by our spiritualist teachers that clairsentience is the primary psychic sense, and clairvoyance, clairgustance, clairalliance, clairaudience, clairvoyance, I think I said, all the others are derivations of clairsentience. Now, when I started viewing it that way, it made way more sense to me. Way more sense. So how I experience it and how I explain what clairsentience is that psychic information that we're reading, which is available everywhere because it is part of the energetic field that brings our phenomenal universe to bear. Okay, so psychic information is in the form of vibrating energy. And to perceive it psychically, you feel it. Because you feel vibrating energy. And then within that, if you're a practiced psychic like me and you're obsessed with it and you're developing it all the time, your system develops ways to then interpret that felt living information in the form of vibrating energy to make sense, to be able to be relayed. Okay, so spaces hold psychic information, people in their auric fields hold psychic information. This whole shooting match is one hologram of psychic information. Okay, it's beautiful little bees just landed on my phone there. It's a nice sync for me. So what I got the guys to do yesterday, and what's impressive about this and why I love doing these circles is because they're people that know that there's something more. They sense more information, but they just want a safe space to practice it, which is exactly what these circles are about. And there is a psychic course coming out in my membership next year, so watch out for that. But these are like play circles and complete strangers working with each other. We've all learnt at some point that you can't judge a book by its cover. You certainly can't judge the quality of wine by the label. So these people didn't know each other yesterday, complete strangers, and we were doing practices in being able to perceive the information in the form of vibrating energy and then allow it to translate into our mind. And so I think that we're doing this all the time, by the way, but what we were trying to do is truncate that sort of process of information through the system and give more space and more attention to the Clair Sentience, the initial engagement with the psychic information. Strangers perfectly read each other to detail. We also set the intention yesterday of no symbolic information. We wanted literal information that we could feel around the person, their current dynamic, and we got very, very literal reads through. So Clair Sentience, so I know I'm giving you a lot of stuff, but I feel like this is such a skill that we all have, but we don't look at. And so one really simple thing to do is to create a pause point. Now, not if you're operating psychically, but if you're, not doing a formal read, but if you're in a conversation, you're meeting someone, you've got a vibe from someone, is just stop and ask yourself, what am I feeling here? What am I feeling? And your deeper intelligence is super responsive to those kind of questions that you ask yourself. What am I feeling? And just wait and allow your intelligence and your psychic senses, and it bubbles up. Sometimes for me it feels like an air bubble that's been escaped from a riverbed into my mind, and I'll go, this is a current consideration of yours, this is what you've been thinking about, this is how you're feeling about it. They're like, whoa, that's good. A little bubble. But you've got to give it the space and the time. You've got to ask yourself, what am I feeling here? Okay, Clair Sentience. Oh my God, I could go on forever, but I've got to get into my spooky day, and I hope that's got you thinking. Okay, bye.